I know you ladies outside of this podcast because you provide for me the best matcha tea latte in the East End, actually all around the city. I love it. My husband found you all and he was like, you've got to meet these sisters. They have started a coffee shop, but it's so much more than just sisters and a coffee shop. So let me introduce to you Krystal, Robb, and Amber Lopez, two of the three sisters that started Brass Tacks in the East End. And before I get to you ladies, I just want to say, I pulled up a picture of what your now beautiful building looked like before you guys took it over and made it magnificent.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of depressing looking.
I will say the moment we cut the yard, the neighbors came alive. All it took was just a little yard trimming, and then the paint and the walls, all that. Yeah, it was. No one saw the vision. It was 90% of the time negativity, but we saw it. We saw it underneath all that.
All right, now I want to take us back. There's three sisters involved with Brass Tacks, right? Four sisters. Four. Okay. Tell us about how this, were you at Thanksgiving dinner? How did this idea even germinate and then grow into what you've got at Brass Tacks today?
That one's deep, and you'll probably get different stories from everyone. So my little sister and I are about 2.5 years apart. So I'm the oldest of my mother's four. So it's me, Linda, Amber, and Georgina. Okay. Linda and I are closer in age, probably have more similar personalities and mindset. So we were together through college, lived together, graduated together, and always wanted to do something together. And a lot of togetherness throughout my life with her. We knew some sort of ownership, something fun. We don't have any obvious talent. So I think the service industry was kind of there. So what's a school for business?
Yeah.
I grew up with social anxiety, and my first year in college, I remember thinking, I'm going to fail miserably if I can't hold a conversation, just socially. Right. Now, if you put me in a leadership position, management, more of an employment role, I was fine. But socially, I could not. So my first year, I started to bartend, threw myself in the fire. I don't know a stranger now. And something about that liberating experience of being comfortable in my own skin really attracted me towards something service oriented. So I knew I was going to stay young and beautiful forever. And then my sister's energy, she's got more of the intensity, the passion. I'll look at something and say, oh, that's cute. And she's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And so I think that contagious dream just kept brewing. And we have a very close family. So over the years, we just wanted something. I would say about 10 years went by. We went our own ways professionally. We decided, okay, we're getting old. We either do this now or we kind of put it to rest. But 10 years of talking about a dream we're going to someday live, it gets a little old.
I find it amazing that the sisters, that you guys stayed, even though you went your separate ways for a while, you still had that dream kind of keeping you glued together, which is so beautiful, as so many families splinter and go away, and that close relationship that you had as little kids is no longer, and you guys kept it alive.
So I would say the splintering, I guess Amber would come in. So Amber went away. She went through her hard life struggles, and somehow the world aligned. She came to us a few months before we opened, and she was that last push that we needed to really get it open. You get to a point where it's all about the details, and you have paralysis, and you think there's going to be a perfect sunny day that you should open. And Amber's like, let's just do it. And so she came in, and I don't know what it was, but it was that nice little nudge you needed. So she just fit in perfectly, and she's almost the face of Brass Tacks. She's at the register all the time.
All the time.
Linda was in that role. Fortunately, she had to return back to work, so she's still full time. She works with Apple. So when we opened, the blessing and curse of COVID was we were scared. We didn't know what we were going to experience, but we had her relaxed from work, helping out as well.
That's amazing. You opened this coffee shop, and coffee shops are hard to make profitable, but you opened it during the pandemic in the East End.
Oh yes.
And it's thriving.
It is, and it's beautiful to watch. It's very organic. No, it's all word of mouth.
We never
So-
had a grand opening.
Never had a grand opening. We
Right,
still
right.
yearn for it. But, so we'll complete a year next month, and we're thinking maybe we'll do a 1 year
The
grand
end of this
opening.
month.
Oh, it is this
The
month.
end of
Okay,
this
we're
month.
End of
probably-
August. Wow. Well, now,
Mhm.
and I know, and I talked to Krystal a little bit about the story and your mission, and kind of it was a mission, but it's kind of like gray. You didn't even realize that you keep working with all women. It's like all women keep coming to you and finding you, and you've got candles, and you've got the most amazing plant lady. I've got the pencil cactus in my bedroom, this big, beautiful cactus that I bought at a coffee shop.
We almost fought for that one. That's a gorgeous one. Yeah, that was kind of, it was just by luck, but it's great. So our chef is Brandy Key. She's helped with the menu, female. Our roaster is Luce Coffee Roasters. So her name is Helen. She's sort of the spearhead of the business. She has a partner named Luke, but she is who we deal with. She's
Mhm.
amazing. She's a judge in the coffee world. She's very well respected. Our plant lady, amazing. Our candle lady, she's great. Who else do we have in the mix?
You got wine sisters. Don't you have wine sisters?
Oh, that's right.
Right? The red wine that I had the other night, wasn't that also another lady?
Women-owned, yes. All natural women-owned wine vineyard. So yeah, it just keeps happening by chance. What else? I feel like there's someone very important missing, so I'm sorry if I can't remember them.
That's okay. It'll come to you as we talk. How, Amber, you being kind of like the face, you're out there. I mean, Krystal's running around. You see her all the time with beautiful little Cotton, her son, but you're there, you're dealing with Bubba, my husband. You're dealing with, I know that's a whole nother world, but this is all about women. So we're going to leave him out. Okay. How do you, what is your mission in the morning? You come in happy. Krystal mentioned that you went through some tough times. So many of us have, and it makes you who you are. Are you, I kind of say it's like I had these two dogs that I bought, and then I had the rescue dog, and the rescue dog is so much more appreciative and joyful than my crazy dogs that I paid money for. Are you just kind of appreciating life now? What is, or have you always been a happy-go-lucky, not afraid of anybody kind of personality?
I haven't. I've always been, like kind of sad and depressed. And what I like to do is like people that look sad, depressed, my mission is to make everybody happy. At least make them laugh one time before they leave.
Right.
And I've gotten to know a lot of people and hear their stories. I want them to feel like they're welcome when they come in, make them feel special when I know like little details about them. And they're like, oh, you remembered. And it's great to see their appreciation from when I help them.
You're kind of like a bartender too, but with coffee and tea and other
Yes.
morning beverages too.
Yeah. She sets me up for failure all the time. I get on there and I don't know someone's name. Like, you don't know my name? Like, well, I'm sorry.
I come in all the time.
I come in all the time. Amber knows my name. Well, Amber's not here. Do you want a cup of coffee?
I love to see you two sisters go. My sister and I are 2 years apart, and we are worlds apart in the way that we are. And we're still figuring out, oh, you're that way. I thought you were like me, because we're sisters, but we're so different. And the fact that you appreciate it and don't push each other, and kind of, Krystal, you kind of like, you seem like you're the one who spearheaded the whole thing just by talking to you, but yet allowing each sister to be in her lane without pressuring them to be any different.
Oh yeah, it's not all rosy and beautiful. I wish I could say that, but someone asked me if I regret going in business with family. I say absolutely not. I'd rather see. I'm the oldest of the four, and there's such a motherly element. The beautiful thing, 3 of the 4 of us 4 are now mothers, so there's just an inherent approach or love that I have for them that I don't think they'll ever understand. So having them here, whether things go great or not, it's all learning and seeing them grow and develop. Because Amber and I love it, because we can fight the most and 2 seconds later we're laughing. Where, all personalities are not like that. Some people take time, some people don't. And so you have 4 sisters, that's a big number already. Different personalities, different approaches. So it's great. It's great to see growth between all of us, myself included. more patient, more, I tend to really study everything. So unknowingly, I'll know a lot more about a lot, and it comes off as I might know. I feel like I know
know-it-all.
everything, and I hate it because my nature is to research, learn, research, learn. I love learning. So I've learned to really take a step back and allow them to do that.
That's so wise. So that self-reflection, that if you're wise enough to understand that, and sometimes we go through our whole life and families splinter because there's someone there who thinks, oh, we're all like me. No, you're not. And you've got to let that person be like that person, or else it will not work. And the family will not be together, because family businesses, we've got a family business. My boys work together. My oldest has a tough time with my daughter. And I sit there as a mom and just go, oh my God. Like, I pray that they will figure it out and their hearts will be open to that other person's perspective, because there's a lot of stubborn, when you know something really well, you kind of, it's your baby, and you can be stubborn, and it's your way or the highway. And it takes a really wise, strong person to step aside and let the other one stumble their way to success,
It's a balance. It's a balance that is hard to articulate. There is the element of letting this thing or grow organically and let it unfold the way it wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's allowing that, but kind of navigating, because at the same time where we want to provide growth and opportunity and a learning experience, you have a business that needs to become profitable, because you pay someone's check who pays the rent, who feeds their kids.
Right.
And so to have a pulse of when to come in and out has been my greatest challenge, because there are moments where a small decision can have a ripple effect on the bottom line. And if you don't have the foresight or the experience to see that, it can turn into conflict on the surface level.
Yeah.
It's been very tough with three sisters, working with three sisters, to understand that one little change, or sometimes it's in the opposite. Like, one thing they'll offer up as Amber, this is a silly example, but she's like, we should butter grill our muffins.
Oh, now hold on. Before you say that, I was going to say, can we move on to some real important topics? Like when Amber and I met, and the first thing she said was, you've got to try a butter grilled blueberry muffin. I thought, what? She goes, just try it. I'm telling you. And I did. Amber, I never looked back.
Yeah,
My whole life.
That's why they added it to the menu. I was like, we just have to try it like this.
I just had the
made
great
them
idea.
try it.
I thought I should probably butter grill a muffin.
Whatever. You did not. No, I did. I was like, here, try it. And she's like, this is so good. So then they added.
So I invented the butter grill muffin.
I still don't get profit from it. I'm just saying. But
you need to sue, is what you need to do.
Whoa. We can delete some of this interview, can't we?
Truly, when I had that, the fact that you offered that, my husband says that's suggestive selling. I was just going to get a blueberry muffin with my matcha tea latte. And then you said, oh no, you've got to get it grilled with butter. And I thought, I was just feeling like, okay, we'll try it. Truly, I tell everyone about that, and they all agree it's the best thing we've ever had.
It's the only way to have it.
It's the only way to have it.
Can't go back anymore.
It is so odd when a muffin comes out. And it's like, oh, here's a muffin in whole for somebody. Who wants that? Are we sure?
I took my son and my daughter-in-law there the other day. They live out in the Woodlands, and we just kind of ordered everything on the menu. Who came up with your menu idea other than Amber or Krystal and the grilled buttered muffin?
That is Brandy Key.
Okay.
She's a chef. I met her, and why I love her more than anything is I met her when I was bartending. At the start of my bartending years, I was extremely shy, and she would come in. I think she worked for Papa's for a little bit, for a big thing.
Wow.
She would come in just super shy, and I could relate. Like, she looked a little quiet, reserved, everything that I felt my whole life, I can see in her. And I don't know why, I just connected with her. She's beautiful, her soul, her excitement, her passion. So when this project happened, I reached out, not knowing that she has become sort of a big deal. Right now, she handles, I think, Dish Society. She opened up the Dunn Lobby. And so we have a really good chef. When I hired her, I'll never forget. I met with her to catch up as a friend. And I left her thinking, I want you. She goes, you can't afford me. I said, well, I want you more now. So we worked out a deal where she's not here hands-on, but her menu she created our menu, comes in, quality test, and lets us run with it. And I just kind of manage the quality of it.
Amazing.
So we still have a third of the menu is not out, only because of our lack of experience, and I'm intimidated to handle too much at once. And it's also fun for customers. Bubba, you and him come in twice a day roughly. It's nice when we add another menu item, like, oh, okay, let's try this. So it's helping us, but the real reason is I'm too scared to take on too much.
We started off with coffee.
We started out with just
coffee drinks.
Yeah,
No
tacos
food,
were like a breakthrough.
Yes.
And now, God, we get so much love on the tacos.
But I think it's so smart to just be slow and deliberate. And I know with your business training, I know, sometimes when we perceive a weakness in ourselves, we focus on something else that makes us feel more confident. Obviously, business for you was your thing. My husband, the same way, not a confident kid, but business was his thing, and he excels in business. It's a comfort zone for him. So to see you excelling in business in a world that, you've surrounded yourself with women, it was something I needed to highlight to give other shy women, girls, a chance to see, oh my gosh, look at how you're in a service business where you have to interact with people all day. And yet you started out shy, but you cling to what you know, and you know the workings of business.
Oh, yeah, I'm an introvert at heart. There's times where I'll just hide in this back, and that's why Amber's at the front.
She was born for that.
I'll hide in the kitchen all day. I'll hide in the but
it's amazing watching your personalities. And Amber, and I don't know if it's life experience that made you depressed, or if you're just you just feel very empathetic towards people, but you've gotten the key. The key is when you're feeling down, help somebody else.
Oh, yes, exactly. I have 3 kids. So, I mean, it wasn't a walk in the park, but it was life changing, and I wouldn't change anything that I've ever done, because it made me who I am now.
Right. How do you deal with the kids now? Krystal, you've got Cotton, who is 3. He's such a smart
he is
smart boy. And then Krystal or Amber, you've got yours. How do you do work and kids?
Oh man, it's so hard. I have
all been there.
14, 11, and a 5. So they're all in different age levels right now. One's in high school, middle school, one's in elementary. It's not as easy as it seems, but I mean, I have my sister who, if I need something, she'll help me out.
Yeah.
And, I have my mom. If I need something, she'll help me. It's good to have family, which I didn't have before before I came here. So have family back.
I love that there's so much more than coffee. The stories of you can go to your big coffee chains and everything, and you meet people and everything, but your story, you creators of Brass Tacks, is just what makes it stand out and be special. It's just like there's more of a spirit in there.
Oh yeah, and this is the strongest I've ever seen her in her life, and I do attribute a lot of it to. She was away. She lived out in Odessa for a while, so when she came back last year, she left her life there, came here to start a new one. And I've seen so much growth in such a short amount of time that most human beings aren't even capable of it.
Yeah.
So to see her in a position where she's growing so much that she's taken on responsibilities that before she would kind of, push on my mother, maybe me, and, and respectfully, like she was doing what she could with what she had. But now I see her trying to say, hey, that was my responsibility. This year I'm taking ownership. And it's almost harder because she wants to be better, meaning, the financial burden of 3 kids. I can't even handle one. I have no idea how she does it with 3. But I could see no, this is my responsibility now. And because she's saying me, her life is getting harder when she's growing the most. So it's beautiful.
That's the way it works. It's the way it works. Your life gets harder as you grow, but as you grow, your life gets easier because you get more confident. And then one day you reach my age, and then you feel like things are starting to come together. Truly. And I will tell you, Amber and Krystal, you've got these little cubby holes. I don't know how you describe them, what you built into your coffee shop. They're these little meeting rooms. They're open, but maybe you can sit 2 people, maybe 3 or 4. Very private, but yet, they're like cubby holes, right?
They're big. They're the big cubbies for big people.
And
They're like,
so Bob and I, when Bob, he went to you all first, and then I said, we were going to have a meeting about my future in radio because my contract was up, and am I going to stay or am I going to go? And there were some conditions that I was going to lay out for my husband in order for me to continue getting up at 3:30 in the morning, sometimes 2:30 in the morning. And we used your coffee shop, that cubby hole all the way to the left.
okay.
It was just comfortable. It was quiet. We were in public, so we couldn't yell. We had to keep it calm. But it was, I look at that little place because like that place created our future.
Yeah.
Your little area that you've created for people. And I don't know what your mission was when you created those little cubby holes, but special things happen in those cubby holes.
The intention there was, you look at it, it seems intimate, it seems warm. And we intentionally did not put any electrical outlets in there. And we get so much slack for it, but it is almost part of the feel where it's quiet time, it's reflection, it's meeting time, it's connection, even if it's a business meeting.
Yeah.
And they have like sound barrier insulation. So when you get in that space, you do feel a little quieter. But
You do. It's crazy.
And when I come in here, if you look up, down, left, right, every decision was thought out in the building. Like, and somehow it's like the collection of all these little decisions create a feeling. And so those cubbies to me, I don't know why we love them so much, but they're designed to bring people together or to have some privacy. And not a lot of space can have that flexibility.
They're magical little rooms. There's no, it's just I didn't even know you had these sound barriers, but it was very quiet in there. And even though you're wide open and you can look to the public, you feel like you're alone.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. How does a bartender and a mom who struggles with 3 kids come up with building that beautiful building where every detail, I mean, my sons are builders. I don't even know how they do it. How are you able to do it without building experience unless someone does have building experience?
No, we went to an architect and shortly found out that was probably not the best idea. It was good in the sense of permitting and plans, but when it came down to constructing, it was, we had to figure out what's the cheapest, what's the beautiful, and then run with it. Like, and so when we looked at building materials, the color of the wood, I picked about 10 different pigments and blended them to give it like a very vintage yet a modern feel.
Right.
It's not too yellow. So all the details just I don't know. You get in a space, almost like when you buy a new house, it's not your home yet. It's when you start putting furniture in, then you rearrange, and then you move it around, then you add this. So all of a sudden, 2 years later, you have a home, even though you've been in that house for 2 years. You're not lived in. So we had to just speed up that process. Every room, we sat in it, we felt it, what did we want out of it? And then the details would come together. And we worked that as a family. It wasn't just the sisters, my dad, my father-in-law, my husband,
Her husband
my sister,
did most
my
of the
sister,
work.
husband. Yeah, my husband
Wow.
spearheaded a lot. I mean, yeah, I pushed him into that. He likes to build. And then the family just collectively and you'll find out, I bet you come from a family of builders, construction's 50% cleaning. Jesus.
That's what caused conflict in our family because we had one family member who didn't understand that cleaning is the key. My contribution to all my boys' buildings, I'm the window washer. No one wants to wash the buildings, but I say, guys, the windows being clean, that's going to sell the place because windows are so beautiful and so important and no one wants to do it. But I love that. But the cleaning is the key. So that's my job. I'm the cleaner.
You have to.
I'll always have a job.
A fresh project without a clean slate.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone, it didn't matter.
Well, see, I didn't come till maybe March. I didn't come till March of last year, so I wasn't involved with all the details and stuff. Like
she didn't get the
Krystal
work.
Krystal and Linda, they did most of the work together. So I came just, I guess to help everything get started.
Yeah, she was like the final push.
Yeah,
like, no one likes the detail work.
And that pushing.
I cleaned the bathrooms. That's all I did.
The bathrooms are beautiful. The bathrooms, the little plants that you have, those succulents have such a good feel when you go in there. Your rosemary plants, your outdoor seating. I know that you love having dogs come by because so many of your customers bring their pets along as well. And it's a very intimate, unique setting. And so many of the women that I've spoken to on this podcast, the common denominator is a support team. And Krystal, you mentioned your husband. He's obviously aware of your long hours, and he probably has to help out a lot with your son.
Oh, yeah. No, he's Papa. So he picks him up. Yeah, he takes care of him during this construction. He was at home with him, I think. So Cotton came in February and we opened August. So the first, I mean, that stretch right there, I was here.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Like you had two babies.
We had the perfect kid. He would sleep through the night in the crib and I would come and take him out and lay him in the bed because I missed him. And now he's terrible and does not sleep through the night. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it.
It was worth it. It was worth it. That's right. And
So,
Chris or Amber, what about you with the support system that I mean, I know you've got your sisters, but you still have to do this on your own. You have to get up and you have to go to work and you have to talk and talk and talk to people. How do you deal with that? How do you motivate yourself?
My kids, my kids they're just like me. They're goofy, they're funny. So they get me kind of started, I guess. And I do it for them. And I do it for my sister.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's not easy running a place, but she does it great. She, you know, she does a lot.
It's funny on the morning show, we were talking about there's an Olympic wrestler from Katy, Texas, and she promised her mom 5 years ago that she was going to save her winnings and buy her mom a food truck. Well, she gets back from the Olympics. She's got $37,000 and she's like, Mom, I promised you this food truck. And it's just like, that was her mission, you know, that made her work so hard. And so now her mom will get her beloved food truck out in Katy. We're going to be following it. Don't know what it is yet. But I just thought when you've got a mission and it's family, you know, what a cool thing to work for, not yourself, but for someone. And hopefully, if you're lucky enough, someone in your family.
Yeah.
oh, my mother has been the driver for everything I've ever done. I have a lot of memories with just her and I. She had 3 girls when she met my stepdad. And my stepdad, I love him to death. It wasn't until I got married that I realized like how deep my love was. Because I couldn't imagine walking down the aisle without him. Where I have my father, who lives in Mexico. So my whole life, I've seen my mom work so hard, and everything I've done, what I studied, everything in my life has been intentional. I've been very blessed because I know it's very hard for people to even figure out what they want out of life. But from what I studied, how I bartended, and the bartending was not by chance. It was I needed to develop a skill set to talk. And so my whole career, all was driven by I want her to relax. I want to give her more. I want to do whatever I can to make her proud. Because all she's doing is going, and she's never smelling the roses. She's not stopping.
Right.
But when I look at my memories, it's nothing but laughter and fun with her. And I'm thinking, when does she even make time to have that laughter and fun? So when she met my stepdad, she fell in love. And it takes a strong man to take on a woman with 3 kids.
Yes.
And he did. So he has been wonderful. But my mother's really why I do anything. I would love to say it was for my son or for my husband, but she was the driving factor behind all of us. So yeah, no, it's great when she walks in. She feels so proud.
I bet.
Oh,
You shared a story with me, Krystal, and I was struggling with a family problem, and it was just so beautiful. I don't remember if it was a friend or a family member who was struggling with his sister. And
yes.
he stopped judging her and started loving her. Would you
Yes.
mind sharing? You know, you don't need to mention any names, but just the kind of what happened, because I think that's so beautiful in how we can get along as family members or friends.
No, I think that was our breakthrough. That's why I have my sister today. Amber would probably stayed over there if it wasn't for that piece of advice. So he's a really good friend of mine who I hold near and dear to my heart, like changed my life. He mentored me during my financial career and became one of my closest friends. So he had a sister who was had 2 kids, into drugs, abusive husband, bad relationship. And his approach most of his life was, why are you with them? I think you can do better. And just like badgering her over her life choices and how she could do better. And then one day he just, all of a sudden, life opened up his eyes, and he tells me, I can spend the rest of my life getting upset with her, and all our memories are us fighting and crying, or I can leave it alone and start creating great memories with her. And hopefully that inspires her to change her life. And he just wrapped his arms around her, and somehow, some way, she blossomed, left the husband, took care of her children, and he got his sister back. And he said after 32 years.
That's amazing.
So, hey,
That's
at one point
amazing.
or not, just getting his sister back. And so that transferred over with Amber. I remember thinking, why are you there? What are you doing? And one day I just said, you know what? She's going to become my friend. Because when you have friends, you don't have judgment.
Yeah, I stopped talking to her for a while. That's all she would
Is
say.
she interrupting me?
That's all she would
Is
say.
there a button to keep her from interrupting me?
Hey, she's been really good.
Yeah. Just wrap your arms around people you love, because you don't have judgment with your friends. Why is it that those that we love would probably pass greater judgment, like your family? Or, you know what? This is unrelated. I'm sorry, but do you find yourself making more time for people that are less valuable in your
Yep.
world?
Yep.
Isn't
Isn't that horrible?
It
Mhm,
is
mhm.
so bizarre.
It's the people pleaser in us. It's the trying to keep up with the Joneses in us. It's the, well, they're easier to deal with than my family. And it's kind of a little bit of avoidance. And I've told this to my husband. Sometimes I feel like you spend more time with people you'll never meet again than with your own family, right? And it's true, because it's easier. They don't
So-
know your flaws like the family does.
I have been in a rush going to some family thing, and I have stayed like an hour extra to talk to Bubba, or your husband. We call him Bubba around here. I don't know what you call
Yeah.
him.
Because that's what he calls himself, Bubba.
The kitchen calls him Roberto.
Or
Yeah,
Bube.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he's the only Roberto.
He truly is. He's like your number one customer. He could live there. He would truly
Okay.
live there. I'll come home and there's all this Brass Tacks food. And I'm going, Bob, we have Brass Tacks again today? He just loves it. He loves the environment. He gets work done there, but he loves watching you all work. He is a businessman, and he sees this incredible business model that you have and how you bring it all together, all from unique spaces. And it's just, it really is. And it's ladies who have created this place. And there's guys that work there too. Don't get me wrong. You've got tons of guy customers, but it was just, I found the most fascinating part was how women tended to, you're taking all shapes and sizes, all different walks of life.
Our marketing team are women. That's who I was missing.
The marketing team. Okay.
I love them. Well, I call marketing team. Yes, they did our logo, and they were here yesterday. They're probably my favorite people on earth. They're amazing.
Well, tell
it
us
was a good-
when can we go see you? What are your hours? What would you recommend other than the, what I recommend is the blueberry muffin cut in half, grilled with butter. You're open all the time.
Yep, we're about to extend our hours.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's time. At 8 o'clock, the sun is still out, and we're kicking people out. So not fun. What I would recommend, my first love was the patty melt.
Patty melt's great.
That's
And of all
amazing.
things, the kale salad.
The kale
the rest-
salad.
Rice
Love
bowl's
it.
really-
Oh, the
The
rice
rice
bowl.
bowl, the rice bowl.
Rice
Okay,
bowl.
let's be honest with each other. I have a big thing with being great and not just good. So unless it's great, it's not making it on the menu.
Okay.
Almost everything on there is just, it's great.
Yes.
The black bean hummus is amazing.
See? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
I know. I know. Now let's talk desserts. I don't think I've seen desserts on your menu. Am I wrong?
Ooh, you are not wrong. We have a Jack Daniel's bread pudding.
Okay.
That was really spearheaded by the kitchen.
Okay.
So we kept it on there. The kitchen decided, we have all these butts from all these sandwiches. We could just make a bread pudding. So we have a bread pudding. We have homemade chocolate chip cookies, but not a proper dessert, I would say. Chocolate chip
Bob's gonna have to check out the chocolate chip cookies, because that is one of my requests when I'm working late. He can bring me home chocolate chip cookies and milk.
Okay.
My favorite
that.
thing of all.
Oh God, yes, we can do that.
And we make it all here.
That's
But I think there's
amazing.
2 desserts that are missing off the menu that we
Okay.
haven't. There's still a third of the menu that hasn't been
Yes.
unveiled.
I know. It's amazing. The year of the COVID, and you guys open up and you go beyond your expectations, you succeed. But again, in business, I say that there's the world economy and then there's God's economy. You've done something spiritual that's not just your typical numbers. You've taken human beings into account. And I think that's really what has made the difference in your coffee shop.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I agree.
I just love it. And folks viewing us, I wish you were in your plant room so you could see these cactus that you have. Not you, but your plant lady, who, by the way, was at the Children's Theater downtown,
Uh-huh.
right? Wasn't she? And she was laid off during COVID,
Yep.
and she found her joy in plants, and now she's your plant lady. And
Yep.
she offers seminars, and she has got the most incredibly unique, from the biggest up to the ceiling plants to little bitty plants on your table and everything in between.
She makes these really cute terrariums. So there's a succulents with different textures of soil. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yes. And little pebbles. I know, I've seen them. She's incredible. So you walk in and you're going to see not only the textures and the flavors of the food and the drink, but you're also going to see these beautiful plants. And the furniture is, who picked out your furniture? It's outstanding.
Oh, yeah, that was us on a budget. That's Facebook Market.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Facebook Market. Love it.
I wish we could sound like we had more intention, but yeah, we didn't think we were gonna grow that quick. And it was like, we need a table, we need a chair.
We started off with maybe 4 round tops and 2 picnic tables.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, when we
That's
opened the doors, there
amazing.
was no more seating.
Yes.
Well, if you're in the Katy area watching this or anywhere else around Cyprus, it's worth the trip downtown. It's right by the George R. Brown BBVA Stadium's right there. Make the trip and check out Brass Tacks, because it's a special place when you walk in. And I just wanted to highlight that it's the sisters who made it happen. And it's just great to chat with you. I wish we could meet the other sisters, but I know they're busy. So thank you for sharing your time.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate the love.
You guys are amazing. And I'll see you this afternoon.